Good evening, everybody. My name is Dr. Daniel Landai. I'm the proud Dean of Music Division at New World School of the Arts. We have a tradition at New World School of the Arts because we work very hard with our students that when we see faculty and staff, present and former, in the audience, we ask them to please stand and be recognized. And I also know that in the audience, we have our Provost and CEO, Dr. Jeffrey Hodgson, and our Principal, Contessa Bryant. So if you could all please rise and be recognized. Tonight is very special. Tonight we get to feature soloists who are the winners of the Concerto competition for this year. And for those of you who don't know, let me just walk you quickly through some of the steps that the students have to take in order to be able to stand here on stage and perform in front of the orchestra. The competition each year has judges who are professionals in the field and have no affiliation to New World School of the Arts. And these judges, they listen to all of the competitors who have signed up after rigorous work with their private instructors at New World School of the Arts. And then tonight we have 5 that were chosen of all of the competitors to perform for you. It's a very interesting process to study your instrument, whether it's voice or one that's held, and to be able to learn a score and then be able to perform with an orchestra. So every year at New World School of the Arts, we make sure that this is an annual event that the students can benefit from, and of course you, parents and community members. Before we get started, I also want to say a special thank you to Dr. Grant Gilman, who's backstage right now, getting ready to come on to lead the orchestra, who worked very hard to prepare the orchestra to meet the needs of the soloist so that this concert could be a great success. And I would like to give him a big round of applause. To accompany soloists is different than playing a regular symphony, and I'm very proud of the students for taking on the challenge, both the soloists and those who are going to be accompanying. And then one last thing, please remember that New World School of the Arts has 4 divisions. In addition to music, there's visual arts, theater, and dance. And each one of the divisions are doing marvelous things, and you can read all about it on our beautiful website. So I encourage you to visit the site and try to make it to as many events as you can. I can't believe that we're in December and we're closing out the semester. I feel like we started just yesterday, but when I think of the number of events we've done, it makes sense. That time has gone by. On Thursday, we have the choir, the New World School of the Arts choir, performing at the Trinity Cathedral here in downtown. And it's an annual event, one that's been celebrated for many, many, many years. And I hope that you'll be able to come and support those students in that concert. And then after that, we've got our juries, and then we're off for the break. So with that, I wish you all a wonderful holiday season. I hope you get some rest, some much needed rest, but I also hope that you're able to spend time, meaningful time with your families and your friends and loved ones. So I wish you all the best, and thank you for being here this evening.
Good evening. Thank you all for coming. My name is Dr. Gilman. I'm the director of orchestras at New World School of the Arts. And it's a strange way to start a program with a very, very quiet ending. What you're going to have, and what Dr. and I talked about, is 5 fantastic student soloists. And then the rest of the concert is interweaved with the piece that you just heard the first movement of, the Lieutenant Kijé Suite by Prokofiev. So, what you're hearing at the beginning is this solo trumpet obviously representing Kijé. And the story for this is pretty unbelievable, though kind of believable. What happened is, for this story, Prokofiev wrote this music as backup music for a movie, basically a propaganda Russian movie. And it's funny because it's a comedy, essentially, or it must be. If it's not a comedy, it really should be. So what happens is, this is in the 30s. This is Russian military personnel in the 30s, and somebody makes a mistake. Somebody spells a name wrong and puts it into the system. But you cannot be Russian in the 30s and admit that you made a mistake. That is not possible. So what do? Instead of just admitting it was a mistake and then just redo it and re-input the name, no, they make this person's name, Kijé, into an actual person. So they give him a story, a background, he gets married, he gets promoted, he goes into war, he gets shot at, he gets medals, and then eventually he gets married and then he dies and they put him in the ground. But he never existed. It's the craziest thing. All because somebody didn't want to admit a mistake. Right? So, the way that Prokofiev shows this through these movements is just little vignettes. We're all going to pretend like this person exists and, he's my best friend, but nobody's ever met him. It's crazy. So what we see is just little bits of his personality that everybody makes up as they go along. So, it's not without some bittersweetness, as you'll see, but it's very much a very specific character kind of piece. So those movements are going to interweave in between our soloists. So our first soloist tonight, and I have to tell you, I was at, which feels like a long time ago because it is the end of the semester and things get a little long, but I was at the Wind and Jazz Ensemble concert on Wednesday, and at the very end, it was almost over, and Mr. Jim Gager says, oh, by the way, go to the Concerto competition concert next week. I call it the Laura Show. That's why he was coming tonight, because of the next soloist. And he said, I call it Laura and the Cats. So you can officially refer to us as the Cats for Laura. So please welcome to perform the second movement of Glier's Horn Concerto, Miss Laura Van Sable.